3 characters, 4 buttons. That's it. That's what I talked about. All right. So here's my idea for a fighting game. Okay, I already had an idea for a fighting game. The idea was a combination between like Pokemon and like Pokemon is like a bad example, maybe. Like a card game and a fighting game. So you'd have these resources that were like kind of secret. You had a degree of customization to your character, and the opponent wouldn't necessarily know the customization for your character. So like, how to translate that to a fighting game? Because I really like stuff like that in video games, but like it doesn't really work with a fighting game because it's like there's a lot of strategy that's lost when you have like secrets. Like when you look at chess, where both players can see the entire board, versus like Stratego, where you like there's a bunch of secrets. It's like you can't make as intelligent decisions when you don't know something about what your opponent has. You know what I mean? That's just the general nature of it. So initially, I wanted to make it so you wouldn't know what your opponent's special moves were until you saw your opponent use those special moves. And that was a kind of cool idea. And the way I kind of figured it would be balanced is like, well, okay, let me back up a little bit. The idea was you choose your character's special moves and you choose your character's like normals. But like now I think that choosing your character's normals would never ever fly. Especially because like certain normals might only work. I don't know. The idea. How far back do I need to take this? Okay, let's just fucking start from a gameplay perspective. You choose your normals, you choose your special moves. I'm pretty much abandoning the idea of choosing normals because it would be really hard to balance. But if you like chose your special moves, it'd be like if you could not even like I want a fireball or I want an SPD or I want a shuriken or anything like that. But you could have like several versions of choosing. So it would be like you could have like one Rekka that the first Rekka was safe, but it didn't do that much damage, or another Rekka where the second Rekka was safe. I mean, like not even the first Rekka was safe, excuse me, but it did like tons of damage, something like that. And with the second one, you'd have to like focus on using the second Rekka like to make it safe, but it might make it more punishable, like Fei Long. Whereas the first one, it might be like more like Yang. You would be able to choose which kind of Rekka you wanted. Or like fireballs, you might be able to choose between like a fireball that goes like really fast and does like good damage, or maybe like a slow fireball that controls the screen for a long time or something like that. Like you'd be able to choose like not even just like what special moves you had, but what kinds of special moves you had. Yeah, like Smash 4 Customs. That's like a decent, that's one of my inspirations. And there'd be a little bit of variation. There'd be like several fireballs to choose from, but it probably wouldn't be something like K-Dash kind of fireball where it's like a branching special move, Iron Trigger. But that was the idea initially, and then I had an idea that it would be like points. So like you could take like a really good version of a special move, like a fireball that has moved really slow and also like started up quickly, but then it would cost a lot, so you wouldn't be able to spend as many points on your DP or something like that. But now I feel like points would be just really hard to do, so I just don't even want to I don't even want to touch that. Yeah, I did talk about this. I've talked about this before. So the idea behind this game is that it would be, you would have like my current idea. I guess I can go to there. I'd really like for it to have like full customization, like you just design your character in addition to that, and like people you play online can see your character. And there's no like base characters. There's no like there might be like pre-loadouts, like fucking here's the Ryu loadout in case you want to just go online and play Ryu. Here's your Tatsumaki, your Shoryuken, and your Fireball. Have fun. But I wouldn't try to lock off any sort of skills, I don't think. I wouldn't try to lock off any special moves. And I would try to make it so the special moves could be picked like really quickly and easily. It's like I want Fireball 5, DP 1, and fucking SPD 2 or something like that. Something like that. But the normals would be standardized, I think, between like 3 characters, and the 3 characters, I don't know, it'd be more if I could make more. I was like tentatively thinking like here's the basic guy who has the basic attacks. It's like fucking he's got the regular ass fireball. He's got fucking decent range, decent speed, decent power. He's got the fucking he's the normal version of everything, and he might have some unique moves. Like all the good Rekkas might be on him, for example. And then there'd be like the big guy who like fucking is big and does high damage and shitty range and bad speed and fucking good mix up. And most of his special moves, you would have like a different potential special moves depending on which character you're picking. So like he might not have a Rekka at all, or he might only have like a really shitty Rekka, or like just a Rekka that's not as good. But he might have like really sick throws. He might have throws that go like half screen. The game would probably not have meter. No, it might have meter someday, but this is like a very prelim. I'm trying to think of a game that could reasonably be made. But like there would be like a big guy with maybe like a launching normal and maybe like some fucking like classic very I would try to like take I would try to like, you know, nod slash steal from a bunch of various fighting games. I'd probably take like fucking existing special moves, like loosely changed. Um I'd do stuff like that, and I'd probably make it like, you know, there'd be like a fucking regular guy with the fucking maybe like the Rekkas and some boring ass normal special moves, like fucking maybe a command dash, shit like that. I don't know, fucking regular shit. And then there'd be the big guy with the fucking tosses and the whatever. And then there'd be like the little guy, little ninja thing where he'd be like small and fast and have really technical based special moves. So he might have like weird, he might have like a branching Rekka, for example, or like an air fireball, or just moves with less common application. And they might be more limited, but they might have like kind of secret utility. You know what I mean? It's like, here's a command dash, but if you do like hard normal into command dash into light normal, it all combos, so you can use that to like generate links, or like something like that, like Ken style. I'd try to make it so every special move had like some kind of unusual use, and I'd make it like low damage, but like good range maybe, like good spacing. My basis characters would be something like Third Strike Ibuki, Third Strike Ryu, Third Strike Hugo. Third Strike only being used as an example because I have a good understanding of Third Strike. But like, try to imagine those characters if you know them. It would be something like that, okay? But you'd have special moves to choose from with each character. And probably the special moves wouldn't be as good. I'm thinking maybe like 3 special moves with the big guy, fucking 3 special moves with the medium guy, and then fucking 4 special moves with the tiny guy. Something like that, maybe. But then the special moves for the tiny guy are like more limited. Or maybe it could be like 3, 4, 5 or something like that, so the medium guy has like 4 special moves to choose from. And you choose the inputs of your special moves, so if you want to have a flash kick, you can, but I probably wouldn't make charge, I'd probably just make it down up, or back forward, or something like that. Because like, I feel like most people wouldn't choose a charge move on purpose. And maybe half circles and quarter circles and like fucking taps and DP motions and shit like that. I would have like a system like that, okay? And then like there would be a huge component of like character customization. So like you'd be able to fucking choose like hats, skin tone, hair designs, like everything. It'd be like playing dress up, okay? With your fucking playing a fucking Flash dress up game, but it's your fighting game character. And like everyone can see the character you make. And you can put like fucking shit like a fucking, it'd be like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. That would be like well out of my territory if I ever made this game, which I don't think I will. But like, it's just fun to talk about. I'm really interested, and I think about it a lot. But it'd be like a 2D fighter, so I can't imagine it would be that hard. It depends. They'd probably just be floating on top of fucking base models or whatever. But you could choose like there'd be like a fucking little guy, little girl, fucking medium guy, medium girl, big guy, big girl. And you'd be able to like put on shit. You'd be able to put on like a fucking green hat if you want to. You'd have like full character color options. You'd have like fucking several accessory options if you want to be hanging like a fucking guitar from the back of your character, or like a I don't know, like fucking anything, okay? Like a fucking katana. If you want to have like a fucking dress shirt, if you want to have like a t-shirt, if you want to have like a gi, if you want to have like a fucking, I don't know, leotard. I want like fully like customizable characters in terms of visuals. And like I want your character to literally be your character, because you fucking put all the special moves on yourself and you fucking made the character look like your kind of character. There would be high tier combinations for each character, but I'd like try to balance it around that. Yeah, big girl, if you know what I mean. I'm picturing Zarya right now. It could be anything. Maybe there could be a skin that like the big guy is literally a bear. Wouldn't that be fun? Playing as a bear in a fighting game? If only there was a fighting game that let you do that. Oh, that combo, that was tight. That was really cool. Yeah, Tekken character creation would be a decent like look at what I'm shooting for, but it would be like a 2D fighting game, so it'd hopefully be easier. A white key and a red headband on a medium male build. You can have that. That'll be one of the fucking defaults, maybe. I don't really care about balance. I'd be fine if people just wanted to run like. It's like the kind of thing where there's nothing forcing you to use anything. Like, I would try and make like each special move have function and be good, but it would be okay if it wasn't like that. You know what I mean? It'd be like, well, if you want to fucking, you can just run, like, I'm hoping that people would just pick, like, special moves based on how much they like using them, but they would like using them more based on how, like, effective they could make them or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, there would be nothing making you run a fireball that wasn't good. You could just run a fireball that was good instead, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, there could be, like, really broken, strong combinations, but that's okay. You just run the broken, strong combinations. That would just be the metagame. It's like in Pokemon, it's like balance is really bad if you run, like, a deliberately shitty team on purpose. Or, like, Magic, fucking balance is really bad if you run a bad deck on purpose. It's like you just don't do that. You don't make a character with weaknesses. You just don't fucking make a character who, like, loses automatically whenever the opponent puts a fucking slow fireball on the screen. Anyway, I try to emphasize the, like, fun factor of it, too. But I'd be okay if, like, certain combos were broken, but I would try and avoid it. I'd try to make it so every special move could work and could be useful and could, like, be used to, like, you know, open the character up. It's not like it would be that hard to do. Pose special moves, like the salute from Cassie Cage. No, but I think it wouldn't be a secret. I was about to get to that, but I forgot about it. What special moves the opponent's bringing. Initially, I thought it would be a secret. I was like, this would be, like, kind of fun. But, like, maybe I think I would try and demonstrate. I would, like, have, like, fucking, I don't know, you'd have to be really familiar. There'd be a whole bunch of matchup knowledge. That would be the biggest problem with the game, I think. That would be one of the biggest things stopping it from working. It's, like, how much ridiculous knowledge you'd need in order to, like, be able to function properly against an opponent. But I think I just, like, let you know what special moves the guy was bringing to the table, like in the pre-match thing. It'd be like fucking, this guy's picking like Fireball 1, fucking DP2. It would like show you. It'd be like fucking middle guy with Fireball 1, DP2, and fucking Tatsumaki 5. That probably wouldn't be 5 separate Tatsumakis. Did that really combo? Yeah, little stance symbols. That's literally what I was picturing. Like a fucking Gao flash kick and like a DP or something like that. So that's what I was thinking, is that you would be able to see. But the problem is, like, if it told you, like, fucking this guy's picking, like, fucking Cold Blue Kick, a lot of people wouldn't know what Cold Blue Kick was. Or if it told you they're picking, like, fucking Approach Tatsumaki 2, a lot of people wouldn't know what Tatsumaki 2 was. Like, even if I gave the moves individual names, or even if I didn't, even if I gave them icons, people wouldn't immediately know. They'd have to learn. So there would be a lot of, like, matchup knowledge learning and, like, learning what all the various special moves are. But again, I tried to make it so you could pick the special moves really quickly from the character pick screen. Be like, fucking pick one of, like, pick symbol for special move, pick number of special move, or whatever. Something like that. What else? I had, like, other ideas. I figure every character... I was trying to think of, like, how you would balance it. You know what I mean? I was trying to think of, like, ways you could make this all work. I was thinking there could be, like, a little flag for special moves where it'd be, like, this special move can, like, extend a combo. So like not even like you could have a fireball that like freezes the opponent for follow-up hits, like fucking Sub-Zero style, and you could have a Tatsu that launches the opponent like a Kuma style. But if you ran both of them at once, you could only use one or the other in a combo or something like that. So you couldn't just well, maybe you could. That would be okay if you had like 3 special moves that all extended combos, but then like they were all worse for other reasons and they're mainly used as like combo extenders. It'd be like, well, you have a combo that does a fuck ton of damage, but then also there would be a universal limit. Yeah. I thought I talked about that earlier. There'd be like 3 moves per character, like 4 moves per character. I was thinking like the tiny character would have more special moves, but they'd be more limited in their function, like Ibuki from Third Strike. Whereas the big character would have fewer special moves, but they'd be more powerful in their function. I don't have a good analog for that one. Guile. SF2 Guile. Good old SF2 Guile with the perfect flash kick and the perfect sonic boom. No, I don't. I had the initial idea of tiers of special moves, but now I don't want that anymore. But I was like thinking, like, you know, how I always think about like what special moves could all be included, because it's like, well, you could have the fucking standard ass re-fireball where you got a slow one and a fast one. Or you could have a fireball with long startup, but it moves really slow, which is nice. Or you could have a fireball that goes through other fireballs and doesn't interact with them, so if you trade with another fireball, like, fucking, your fireball goes through and just hits them. And maybe that fireball has, like, a fucking freeze, like fucking MK style. MK style Ice Ball. Master of Souls, fucking Ermac, whatever. Just rip a bunch of fucking cool special moves from various games and make it so people can make their dream fighting game character. Okay? That's the idea. That's like the balancing factor. Not the balancing factor. That's the fucking appeal factor. The balancing factor would be that you could make multiple special moves. Weaker special moves that can be used for multiple situations. Up health for more specials. I'd probably just make a finite number of special moves. I said earlier, like 3 for the big guy, like maybe 4 for the medium guy, and 5 for the tiny guy. Something like that. It would be like Mugen. And I feel like one of the main appeals would be the fact that you can literally just make your own character. You know what I mean? Where you could just fucking... I can play as my homemade lolly vampire character. Because no other fighting game lets you play as a lolly vampire. Yeah, Jet is Dash. I'd love to have a game like that. Wouldn't that be fun? That would be like my dream game to play, and it's also like my dream game. Like I wish I had like creative design. I wish I could make a fighting game. I probably wouldn't do any sort of balancing stuff like this. I'd probably just try and balance the special moves inherently. I'd probably balance them by damage if nothing else. Be like, well, this fireball is not very good compared to other fireballs. Maybe it's really strong. What if you had a fireball that you could only use the fireball once per round, but it did like fucking 30% of the opponent's health? Yes, I was joking. There are at least 2 fighting games I can think of with lolly vampire playable characters. Yeah, Denjin, there you go. You can do Denjin multiple times per round, and Denjin is even more broken than that. I was thinking more like Tanya's Fireball. Like, remember that? Tanya's EX Fireball when the opponent's got like the fucking Pyromancer like fucking charge on them or whatever. Imagine if you just had like a really, really strong Fireball. Or maybe like Tager's, you know what I mean? You can't use it very often, but damn, it hurts. I feel like this is really fun to think about. Like, would you guys play this game? I like dream of just fucking taking like a fucking... Ooh, nice sun. I was thinking of Lyn, but I'm not even sure if Lyn is a vampire. Lyn is like a cat. But I was also thinking of Rachel. I was like mainly thinking of Rachel. Oh wait, Lolly Succubus. Lilith is a Lolly Succubus. I feel like I had more stuff to say still about this game, but like I think about this game all the time. I'm just like, man, I wish I could make this game. And I think about stuff that would be in the game if I could make it. I've been thinking about this a lot. I should like start like a GoFundMe. I should start a Kickstarter. Fund Baff's fighting game. Sure, you can Baffail is making Avatar Fighter. I think Avatar Fighter is already a name, which is a shame because like it would be the perfect name for my game. I want it to be Mugen, but I want it to have some standardization. Alright? Like, the thing about Mugen is, like... I don't even know if you can go online with Mugen at all. But, like, the thing about this game is that every single special move would be programmed into it, so, like, you could just run into... Everyone you run into would have all of the assets to create a character. And then, like all of the fucking special moves on its fucking programmed into it. $300K for one character. I probably wouldn't be as ambitious as Skullgirls. I'd probably be more in the realm of, like, Yatagarasu.
しまって、後方カップ、キック届かない、小判から、しかし、中段、点滅。
I think about that. A code to rapidly get your special moves or a code to rapidly get your character's appearance. And I would really like to do it like that, but I don't know how hard that would be. It depends on how many fucking dress-up options you have. And then a little code entry screen, you can just type in Ryu. And it gives you Ryu. White gi, red headband, fucking Shoryu, Tatsu, Hadoken. There would need to be a few default layouts for the characters. And there would need to be a few like default special move layouts for the characters. Like visual and special moves separately. Can we all just have a little memory for how perfect Ultra Makoto was? And that like 2 years that Ultra was out, where it was the main game being played, and Makoto was literally perfect. Can we all just remember Mise? Whoa, that was an accident, but it was a cool accident. There's only been 3 kids to my door, apparently. I would actually love Makoto in SF5, but you can play Laura and have a similar experience. I wish Laura had an axe kick. I feel like the idea that for my fighting game is fundamentally based in, I would like this character, but, you know, that mindset. It's like fucking, let's say Laura. Laura's almost my perfect character, but it's like if I could just take this fireball and swap it with another fireball. I like her elbow. I like her fireball, to be honest. I like her command grab. Laura I probably wouldn't change. She's a bad example. Laura's like perfect. Like Nikali. You know? It's like, wow, I like Nikali, but this dash punch. I wish I could just take this dash punch out and just replace it with another special move. That's the idea behind Avatar Fighter. You don't have to run anything. You can just run. If you fucking want the guy with the fucking DP and Rekkas, you can do it. If you want to make your own custom Fei Long, but instead of Chicken Wing, you want something else to play with. You want Fei Long, but instead of Chicken Wing, you have a Fireball. You know? This Makoto is good. I remember I hated playing Makoto for most of Street Fighter 4's life, but by Ultra I was just like, wow, I love Makoto. Nice, you get it. Kind of hit. I guess I do dislike Laura's Fireball. I really like it. It's a very interesting move, but it's not an interesting move I care about. You know what I mean? Compared to Guile's Sonic Boom, which is... Well, actually, Guile's Sonic Boom is pretty interesting. Compared to, like, fucking Oro's Command Grab, which is not a very interesting move at all. But it's an interesting move that's fun to use. I mean, it's an uninteresting move that's fun to use. It fills the hole that I need, if you know what I mean. Kappa Pride. I feel like there's so many people who would just have a fun time playing that game. Just because there's so many fighting game characters that are almost what you want, but then you just get one that is what you want. I feel like there's so many people who are fucking... And I feel like it would have a decent amount of appeal to casual players. Because it would be you get to make your own character, which is kind of fun. You get to see your opponent's characters, which is kind of fun. And maybe there's people making silly characters look, I made fucking John Arbuckle from Garfield. Or look, I made Makoto from BlazBlue. You probably wouldn't be able to make Makoto from BlazBlue. Look, I made a big black guy with no clothes. I ran out of shitty PS1 games to play because I hated all of them, except Medieval, which I just didn't feel like playing. Anyway, I feel like it would have like decent casual appeal because you'd be able to like design your character visually, and then it would have decent like competitive appeal because you'd be able to, and casual appeal because you'd be able to choose the special moves that you understood, so you wouldn't feel locked into a character at all. Oh, he went for the big shit. Tornado into crouch jab is 1 frame, and crouch jab into stand strong is 1 frame. That was a pretty nice attempt, but he missed it.